you have a good rest of your day.
Hey guys, back with a different video this week instead of, my standard free play video. So I explain some golf betting. My system, how I use it over the years to profit every season for the past 6 years. I get a lot of questions. How do you know so much about golf? How do you bet on golf? So I thought I'd just share some tips and advice for all type of bettors. New bettors, seasoned bettors, intermediate bettors. Hopefully you will get something out of this video. I haven't been betting on golf as long as other sports, to be honest. I would say roughly around 8 years. Profitable in the last 6 straight years compared to my other sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, UFC, etc. 17 plus years, right? Professional for the past 5 years now. So golf's, I wouldn't say new to me. However, the system is a lot newer than other sports. I was able to learn over the years how to beat the market and share some tips here. Obviously, my clients see it all the time. Not a lot of people bet on golf compared to more popular markets, right? Like the NFL, NBA, etc. But there's a lot of money to be made in the golf market, guys. I've studied over the years. I've done my research over the years, and I know how to beat the golf market long term. It's been one of my more profitable sports over the past few years, guys. Right up there with UFC, NFL, and NHL. So package wise, it's very important. Golf, I like handicap because it's only once a week, so you can do research for multiple days leading up until the tournament, which is something that does benefit me as I love to do my research. My long-term clients have learned over the years how to bet on it. I provide detailed write-ups each week on why I like to bet. And they see the system plays and wins over the years. You'll like this video, guys. Share it with other bettors. Follow me on social media for free play. I've been starting to do free golf plays. Last 15 bets. Only done 15 free TikTok / Instagram story bets. We're 12-3 on these guys. 80%. You're not going to find that in a free play market. TikTok and Instagram, follow me over there. Let's get into the first rule. This is a very important rule. I've stressed it before, especially in UFC. Have multiple sports books. Have access to multiple sports books. Put money in multiple different accounts, right? Multiple reasons for this. Obviously, one, due to pricing. Pricing's different around the market. I stress this all the time in my UFC videos. The prices are a lot different. Okay, example, in the golf market, you'll find an outright winner plus 1,200. Another book will have it for plus 1,500. Another book will have it for plus 1,400. So you want to capitalize on the best value and the best price that you can get. And the only way to do that is have multiple books. If you're just working off one book, you're very limited. And that's another thing. You're going to be limited to certain props and certain matchups, right? Not every book has the same matchups. Okay, not every book has the same props. Example, some books don't have top 30s or top 40s, only top 5, 10, 20. So you're limiting yourself to more of a market if you just have one book and it doesn't have that, right? I always have top 30, top 40 bets at plus money. So have multiple books. Props vary from book to book. Prices vary from book to book. It's something I stress all the time. Now, like NFL market, NBA, NHL, I don't think it matters as much to have, 5 different books. You still want a couple books at least, but for those markets, not as much, right? The spread's 8.5 mostly everywhere. Maybe 8 at some books, but it's not a huge deal in other sports. I think UFC and golf is the main 2 sports where it's very important. Explaining the prop market. Let's explain the prop market and outright market. What's the difference? Some of you that are super new to betting on golf that comes across this video, you're going to want to know. So first of all, explaining the outright market, it's fairly simple, right? Who's going to win the golf tournament, right? Very difficult at times to pick who's going to win the outright market. It's self-explanatory. You have 160 golfers, 140 golfers, whatever the number is on that day. So you're picking who's going to win the tournament. You're going to have favorites as low as, plus 400 at times, very low. Scotty Scheffler, John Rahms of the world, Rory McIlroy's, very low value. And sometimes there's not a lot of value to bet to win a full tournament, which is very difficult. They go up to you'll see 20,000 or more in the outright market. So outright market, we have who's going to win the golf tournament. That's the outright market. Big play. You're going to see big plus money outrights every week. Prop market. What is the prop market? Prop market is betting golfers' finishing positions, matchup betting, 1 versus 1. You can do 72 holes, full tournament. That's what I suggest. You can do 18 holes as well. Top Countryman is an option as well. Top U.S. golfer, top Canadian golfer, etc. So I personally focus on those 3. There's a ton of other props. I don't think they're profitable props. Those 3 are the 3 you should be focusing on if you're betting the prop market, and I definitely suggest to bet the prop market. Let's quickly discuss the props here, and starting with finishing positions. Finishing positions are very important to handicap the prop market. I bet finishing positions every card. You get top 5, top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40. Most of the time you can get it at fairly good prices. Plus money, right? Plus money. Top 5, top 10, definitely you're getting plus money in most cases. Obviously the Rahms and Schefflers of the world. Top 10, sometimes you won't. There'll be a minus there. But they're usually finishing in the top 10 if they're playing in a tournament, so that's something to keep in mind. But most of the time, I would say 85% of the time, I'm betting plus money on these props. Okay, so that's very important here. You're getting good value back when betting on the golf market and the prop market. You're getting mainly plus money. Now, matchups, we'll talk shortly. They're usually, unless you're taking the underdog, you're getting a minus 120, minus 110, similar to like a spread, right? And the golf market, what I love so much about the golf market is mainly the value and the plus money that you're getting on these props. A lot better than betting a spread at minus 110. You can bet a top 20 guy at plus 120. So there's a lot of value there in that. Me personally, my most common bet is probably top 20 on a top golfer that I like in the market. Top 40s are good too. Obviously, you can't bet a favorite at top 40 because you're going to play minus money, like minus 200 or more. So I like to find top 40 guys as, a golfer maybe that I think is going to have a good week, and I can get it at around even money, plus money. I'll lay minus 120 once in a while if I really like him to finish in the top 40. But top 40s are very profitable. And again, it's not on all books, so you want to have access to multiple books. I'll go over quickly match betting here as well. Probably the best way to handicap the prop market, in my opinion. You're just betting one golfer versus another, right? I've been very profitable over the years. This year, 2023, we're 65% win percentage on match betting. Obviously it's hard sometimes to, determine who's going to have the better tournament versus each other. However, that's why I like to focus mainly on the 72 hole matchups. If you're just betting a guy to, first round on Thursday, who's going to do better, that's very difficult, right? Who's going to have the better first day only? I like to bet it throughout the tournament. So if I think a guy's going to struggle throughout the tournament, maybe due to injury, maybe due to struggling as of late, the form isn't there. I like to bet throughout the tournament. You're going to get better price, and you're not just limiting yourself to one day. You're limiting your sample sizes all weekend, right? So that's why I like to focus on 72 hole matchups. That's what I suggest you guys do too, instead of just handicap yourself just for one day when anything really could happen. It's golf, so anything could happen in that one day. Top Countryman, I'll quickly go over. It's a very good category in a few different countries, in my opinion. Top U.S. very difficult, right? Ton of U.S. golfers. You're getting high plus money. It's almost like betting an outright, to be honest, because there's so many U.S. golfers. My focus mainly is top Canadian. I like to back. There's always about two guys that I look at. Corey Connors being one of them. Also, Top Continental Euro is my most handicap Countryman bet. I probably do it almost every tournament that Victor Hovland and Rahm is in. Okay, I'll give you a quick system play here if you are watching this. Top Countryman, I would say 80% of the time that Hovland and Rahm are in a tournament together, either one is winning it. I would say even over 80%. So what you can do is, and you're getting both at plus money. Example, this weekend I have Rahm plus 135 with an insurance smaller unit bet on Hovland at plus 220. So if either guy wins, you're profiting. Obviously you want Rahm because you're going to have a higher unit. You're going to win more on Rahm. But if Hovland does play better than Rahm, which he has been at times in tournaments, I like to have the insurance bet on Hovland. You know, guys that are behind these two golfers are, you know, you start getting into plus 1600s, plus 1100s, plus 2000. So the odds of them having a better tournament than one of these two is very low. So look for that. Top Continental Euro. It's on all books. You'll find the Top Countryman bets on all books here. You can find under props, under Countryman. That's my favorite bet. Top Continental Euro, alternating between. Sometimes I'll just bet one. If I think, you know, a guy has a big advantage on a certain course, example, Rahm, you know, I like him better on this course. I won't have the insurance on Hovland, but you're going to profit either way if you bet both. Just have a smart unit calculation on both guys, right? So Rahm, I'm going to have a larger unit because he usually hits a little more than Hovland, and he's a smaller price, right? Like example, plus 135 this weekend for Rahm to win this category. I back it up with Hovland, smaller unit at plus 220, right? So you're profiting either way when these guys hit 80-85% of the time this category. Outright market. Obviously, when betting the outright market, the odds are very difficult. You know, the golfers are very difficult to hit at these odds, right? Like I mentioned, low odds plus 400 to 800. You're going to get the Scotty Schefflers of the world, the Rahms, the McIlroys. I do cover myself sometimes with those bets if I really think they are going to win the tournament. Sometimes I'll leave it alone if the value, you know, it's not enough value to win the tournament, right? So let me explain how you bet the outright market. You don't just bet on the outright market. You have to always follow it up with a prop. And that's how I'm able to profit each year, is because I don't just limit myself to one market. You have to bet both markets, guys, right? Example, I bet Tyrrell Hatton to win the tournament at plus 2,000, right? And Hatton top 20 at plus 120. Me doing my research for this specific event, just an event in general, not talking about this weekend specifically, but I think Tyrrell Hatton's going to have a good weekend. Everything checks the boxes for me after doing my research, so I am going to play him in both markets. Sure, he could win the tournament, but at plus 2,000, it's difficult to hit this on a consistent basis. So you're going to have to bet on the prop market, top 20. Maybe you like a matchup. Last week, I bet Hatton over Day. I knew Day would struggle, and he did. And that's where I was able to cash in the prop market on Hatton. Pick a prop market bet you like with your outright winner as well. Don't just bet one guy in the outright market. Now, once in a while, if I don't like anything in the prop market, I'll just bet a guy in the outright market because the prop market value is not great. I do that once in a while because I can get an outright market price that I like but don't love something in the prop market once in a while. But what my suggestion here always is, bet the outright market with a prop bet. Same guy, right? Hatton plus 2,000 and followed up with a top 20, top 10, top 5 matchup, top Countryman with a Hatton play in the prop market as well. That's my best advice. If you're just betting the outright market, it's a grind. You're not going to win for months at a time sometimes. Me personally on the year, it's been good in the outright market. 7 outright so far in the outright market. We have a couple big ones, right? We have a Grillo plus 8,000 ticket. That's going to cover me for the whole year if I don't win another one. But I will, right? So I'm not worried about that. But Grillo plus 8,000 was my second biggest outright winner. We have a couple nice big ones. We have a Kirk plus 2,300 as well. On the year, over 150 on ticket value. So 15 on the full year in the outright market. So the outright market has been kind to me. It's just you can't focus on it because you're going to have droughts where you don't win an outright for a month. But because I'm able to handicap the prop market at such a high success rate, I'm able to profit most weeks in the PGA. Let's go over units, how to bet units, right? Units in the outright market is going to be a lot lower. You're not going to bet a full unit on the outright market, right? Like I mentioned, you're not going to win the outright market every week. You may go on slumps where you don't win a month or two in the outright market, and that's okay if you're betting small units and backing up with a bigger. Example, smaller unit on the outright and maybe a half full unit on top 20. That's how you're going to want to bet in your units for golf. Me personally, I bet smaller units. I'm more structured, and the reason why I'm able to bet and profit over the years, I bet one unit, half units if it's a little larger plus money, and best bets are 2 units, which I rarely have. So units are it can be difficult at times, especially if you're a new handicapper. That's what I take care of with my system and my personal plays that you guys can sign up as a client. I structure all my bets with units and advise you guys what to bet. To sum it all up, each week I pick anywhere from 1 to 5 outrights, depending on the course, right? Usually majors, I'll have 5 outrights. Usually smaller courses, smaller events where you can shoot, minus 19, minus 20. Those are harder to handicap, so I may have less outrights that week. So I suggest don't just bet one outright, right? Cover yourself with the props that you like with an outright bet as well. Bet at least, 1 to, I don't really suggest 1, maybe anywhere from 2 to 5 if you're betting both markets, which I do suggest you do. What I look for week to week. Course history is very important, guys. Course history. How has this golfer done in the past on this course? Current form of the golfer is very important as well. There's multiple sites out there that you can use to see how their current form is. What stats are important at this event? Example, tee to green is very important. Is strokes gain putting very important? Is strokes gain approach to green? Driving accuracy? All these you have to look at before placing a bet. This is what I do for my clients. You can find it even on the PGA website. There's no secret on where to find this. Data Golf is good as well. But those are a few things that are very important that you have to do your research. Also a few other things too, like weather condition. How's the weather going to be that week? Who plays good in the wind, right? We know the European golfers play good in the wind. Things like that are things that you have to look at week to week. Obviously, injuries as well. Golfers going in, not 100%. You may want to avoid those guys. If you watched up until lucky you, I'll give you a prop to look at every week. I've been hitting at the 75-80% rate the last year since I've been keeping track. This week, what I suggest is, I did mention in the top Euro play, back Rom here, plus 135 for this weekend, followed up with Hovland, plus 220, smaller unit on Hovland, full unit on Rom. One of these guys should finish in the top of this category, so bet both if you want some profit this weekend. Again, this hits around 80% of the time when both these golfers are in it. Hopefully you guys learned something. A lot of new golf bettors out there. I've been asked to do some short video or some information on the golf betting market. Hopefully you did learn something from that. Give me a follow on all social medias. My website, SystemSportsCapping.com. I do free weekly plays if you're not interested in the personal play service on TikTok and Instagram. 12 and 3 over there, like I mentioned. Give me a follow over there, guys. Lots of great content over there. I've been doing this for a long time now. For video content, YouTube, all this, about 6 years now. And I had my system plays for 2-3 years now as a professional sports handicapper. I've been writing though on multiple websites and blogs for multiple sites for almost 10 years now. So very seasoned in this game. Continue to profit year after year, no matter what the sport is. And just want to say thanks for following along if you've been a long-term follower. And like I always say, bet smart and know your limits.